Brock and Danny here, shooting one of our first videos of the Brock and Danny show, and kind of a fun day, Danny. A lot going on in the world of sports in Seattle, and I think for you and I in particular, well, the start of the off-season conditioning program. That's what it's come to with our Seattle Seahawks, and we're so geeked up about these guys starting to just simply lift and run. But expectations high, and what they've done this off-season, well, it hasn't quieted any of that fever pitch.
It's only kind of accentuated it, in fact. When you look at if this team had just ended last year and brought everybody back, not made any additions, they would have been among the favorites to win the NFC. And now you look at they've had perhaps, going back to the addition of Percy Harvin and his new contract, Cliff Averill, Michael Bennett, and most recently Antoine Winfield, they might have had as good an offseason as anyone has had in terms of talent acquisition. How does that translate, though? Like, what are we going to see happen? Because we're going to see how this franchise deals with success.
Yeah.
And can they make that next step forward? Because there's no doubt about the talent that they've assembled and the talent that they've added. But how does that all come together, and can they take that final step?
Well, the thing that I love that you said today is all of that acquisition, all that talent you brought in, there's really only one guy as far if there is quote-unquote risk. It's Percy, because he's the only guy whose contract affects them not just year one or two. I mean, all the rest of the guys, it's here, and they wanted to come here, and they wanted to come here for, in some cases, less than market value to show their wares. Now, we did catch up with Earl Thomas today, and for me, Danny, I don't think there's any reason why Earl Thomas should not be, next year, the best corner or the best safety in all the NFL.
It's actually kind of the thing that epitomizes what we were just talking about, is taking that next step.
Yeah.
Look, he was a first-round pick. He was chosen number 14 overall. He was the second safety chosen in that year behind Eric Berry. He's been nothing but a success. He's made 2 Pro Bowls. This year he was an All-Pro. But can he make that kind of next jump to being this generation's player, like Ed Reed, like Troy Polamalu? Those guys have gotten older. Those guys have aged. There isn't another safety in the game that you're going to look at that has his kind of range. He's not as big a hitter as someone like Deshaun Goldson, but he's got a unique skill set in terms of his speed and his playmaking instincts. When he sees something, he goes for it.
One of the best corners in all the game. I don't think there's an argument. One of the best safeties in all the game. One of the best slot receivers in all the game. One of the best upcoming young quarterbacks in all the game. Yeah, I think you know why this team is predicted and projected to be one of the best in all the NFL.